Good day, and welcome to another part 3. So, part 3, we will be discussing different character archetypes and also storyline archetypes. So, let's begin, shall we? So, what are archetypes, you may ask? So, archetypes, these are reoccurring symbols and patterns in literature, film, plays with universal meanings. By reoccurring, we mean repeated. So, these, in a way, are cliches because they follow a certain pattern and they reemerge every time in different stories. So we have 8 different archetypal storylines. Number 1 is Cinderella. Cinderella, as we know, is rags to riches, unrecognized good deeds finally rewarded. Where Cinderella endures at the hand of her stepmother, but still she remains patient and hardworking. So at the end, it's rewarded by her dancing and marrying the prince and living happily ever after. And then we have number 2, Achilles. So this is the fatal flaw, meaning the most vulnerable spot. Wherein in the Iliad, Achilles shot at the heel caused his death. So some characters have pride, selfishness, or greed as their Achilles heel, causing their downfall. And then we have number 3, Faust, that must be paid, deals with devils or different entities. So one story I am reminded of is the picture of Dorian Gray. So it's Faustian in a sense that Dorian exchanged his soul, his immortality, his good looks, that he would remain young forever. But at the price of having his portrait, his picture, rotting in a hidden place. So it's decaying. Wherein in the exterior, he is fresh, he is youthful. In the interior, represented by the picture frame, he is rotting, decaying, meaning that his morals and personality is rotting away. So, number 4, we have Tristan. So, Trist, it's kind of an affair, love triangle of 2 men and 1 woman, and vice versa. So, we see this in the story of mistresses in Filipino movies, wherein it can be vice versa. So, story of Aries, Aphrodite, and Hephaestus is one example, wherein Hephaestus entrapped the 2 people, Aries and Aphrodite, once he learned of their affair. And then let's move on to number 5. Circe, she is a sorceress who turns men into pigs when they come to her island. So she is a woman who protects herself with power. So this depicts women as strong, as powerful, and this is usually in the plot of those stories like that of Amor Powers in Philippine movie, someone who is formidable, someone who is very strong, resilient, and oftentimes manipulative or making ways to improve their life through evil means. So, number 6, Romeo and Juliet. So they are star-crossed lovers. This is common in the stories of the movies those with Catherine Bernardo, Daniel Padilla. So these are characters who are opposed by society, opposed by their families, their culture, their race, their religion, and star-crossed because they are never meant to be. And then number 7, Orpheus, gift taken away. So this character journeys to the underworld to retrieve his wife Eurydice. So, in the story, Eurydice was bitten by a snake, and so he goes to the underworld to try to retrieve. So, this is another variation of star-crossed lovers. And then number 8, the hero who cannot be kept down. A hero who does not accept defeat despite obstacles thrown in his way. Just like Hercules, he managed to accomplish his 12 great labors. And then we have Jungian archetypes. So there are more archetypes about characters, about stories. So this is an ideal model where characters and stories are based, and it's from Carl Jung, where it can be recognized in many TV shows and movies, particularly in fantasy and science fiction. So in myths, we always have the hero. We have the sidekick. We also have the maiden, the wise old man, the nurturing mother, eternal child, the villain, the shape shifter, and the trickster. So here we have Harry Potter and Frodo as the hero. So in many stories of Greek literature, we find Odysseus to be a hero. We also find Hercules to be a hero. And then there's the sidekick. So the sidekick is the one who is the best friend of the character, who is helping the character. For example, in Harry Potter, there is Ron. In Lord of the Rings, there's Sam or Gimli and Legolas. Or in Beowulf, in other classical literature, Beowulf is the hero, and then he also has his sidekick, whose name is Wiglaf. And then we have the maiden, the wise old man, the sage. So the maiden is usually the love interest. So sometimes we can see in Iliad that the love interest is Helen. And then the wise old man, this can be like Dumbledore or Gandalf in this following films. The nurturing mother, who is another variation of like the wise old man. And then a story always has an antagonist. And so, thank you for listening to these discussions. I hope that you learned something new. And thank you very much. Goodbye.